Most detail sanders feel like an afterthought, just a flimsy plastic attachment you tolerate to get into tight corners. But then you pick up this little Milwaukee unit, and the first thing that hits you is the weight. At just over a pound, it feels surprisingly dense and well-balanced in the palm. It doesn't feel like a toy, which is a relief because detail work is usually where you lose your patience. The ergonomics are spot on here, allowing for a really natural grip that doesn't cramp your hand after 10 minutes of sanding down a chair leg or a tricky cabinet frame. What really makes this thing stand out is the orbit diameter. At 1.5 millimeters, it's aggressive enough to actually remove material without leaving those deep, swirling gouges that you'd spend hours trying to buff out later. It's a delicate balance, but they nailed it. Now, the variable speed trigger is a nice touch, but the real secret sauce is the 4-speed setting toggle. Being able to lock in a specific speed means you aren't constantly fighting the trigger to keep a consistent pace, which is a massive help when you're working on delicate trim where one slip could ruin the whole piece. And honestly, the LED light is one of those features that sounds like a gimmick until you're working in a dimly lit corner of a workshop. It actually illuminates the surface enough to show you exactly where the dust is hiding or where you've missed a spot. It's a small detail, but it saves you from having to drag a work light around every time you move the piece. Now, it isn't perfect. If you're used to the massive dust collection systems on full-sized Orbital sanders, you might find the onboard collection a bit underwhelming. It fills up fast, and you'll definitely want to keep an eye on it if you don't want a fine layer of dust covering your workspace. Also, because it's part of the M12 line, you're tethered to that battery platform, which is great if you're already invested in the ecosystem, but it's something to keep in mind if you're starting from scratch. Still, for the sheer convenience of being cordless and having that level of control in such a compact frame, it's hard to argue with the results. It's one of those tools that makes the tedious parts of a project feel a lot less like a chore. If you do a lot of furniture restoration or fine woodworking, this is the kind of device that earns its spot on the workbench pretty quickly. It's precise, it's punchy, and it doesn't get in its own way. Definitely a solid addition for anyone who values clean lines and a smooth finish.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.